I can help you beat breast cancer. Angelina Jolie's surgeon reveals the simple secrets of keeping your breasts healthy for life as she says 90% of risk factors are in your hands. You have the power to change your body's future. I know this for a fact. How? Because as a breast cancer surgeon, who has helped tens of thousands of women navigate breast health issues, including stars like Angelina Jolie and Sheryl Crow, I have seen that we can reduce our breast cancer risk in achievable and dramatic ways. Up to 90% of the risk factors that determine optimal breast health lie in your hands. So you are in control, not your doctors, genes or fate. You are with your breasts all day long, every day. If you spent that much time with anything or anyone, a child, spouse, pet, even a car, you'd make sure they were in good shape. Why treat your breasts differently? In 2007, I founded the Pink Lotus Breast Center, fusing cancer screening and diagnosis with preventative strategies and holistic care. The women I treat are like you. They share your concerns about any new mammogram finding, pain, lump, itch or discharge. They want to know if there's anything they can do to ward off this disease. I tell them 50%, and perhaps more, of all breast cancer could be eliminated if women understood that lifestyle choices create the environment inside the very cells of our breasts which stay healthy or turn malignant. Every day, those choices bring us closer to cancer or move us farther away. Research tells us that if, before reaching menopause, women embrace a lifestyle that prioritizes exercise, not smoking, not drinking alcohol and a balanced diet that keeps them a healthy weight, their odds of getting breast cancer are reduced. Depending on the changes they make, women improve their breast health. They might also notice that any lumps and pain disappear and that their obesity or diabetes improves. Some cancers outwit the best army, but others can be halted or reversed. Our bodies are not defenseless. So here is some of my best advice to keep you, and your breasts, healthy. Top 10 Facts and Myths. The truth about cancer risk. Most women believe that family history determines who gets breast cancer, but for most, it doesn't. Inherited genetic mutations, such as a faulty BRCA gene, only cause 5 to 10% of breast cancer. 87% of women diagnosed with breast cancer do not have a first-degree relative with breast cancer. The identical twin sister of a woman with breast cancer has only a 20% chance of getting breast cancer, which is the same risk as anyone with an affected sister. Since these twins share the same DNA, if heredity called all the cancer shots, risk should approach 100%, but it doesn't, because genes aren't the be-all and end-all. Also, a woman's lifetime risk of getting breast cancer is 1 in 8, but your risk right now, today, this minute, is not 1 in 8. That's the lifetime roll of the dice to a newborn. 1 in 68 women will get breast cancer in their 40s. But if you're 42, the chance is 1 in 680. That's a far cry from 1 in 8, isn't it? Why diet is important. Imagine a normal cell happily humming along when, unexpectedly, in a matter of days, what was normal becomes mutated by factors such as the sun's UV rays, cigarette smoke, or other carcinogens. This mutated cell turns into a cancer seed. Whether or not that seed takes root and blooms into a full-blown cancer capable of destroying your life depends on the microenvironment, the soil in which cancer seeds either flourish or fail. How do we make this soil? Nutrition is infinitely more important in controlling cancer growth, the soil, than the dose of whatever caused the cancer. Powerful plant compounds that could reduce your risk of cancer are found in broccoli and kale, soy, garlic, berries and walnuts. The ideal meal is plant-based, low-fat and high-fiber, with fresh fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lentils and beans, with a cup of green tea, or sometimes wine, on the side. You know your breasts best. Healthy breasts require regular at-home breast examinations, in my opinion, but don't let them stress you out. Breasts are naturally lumpy, and can change through your menstrual cycle. So the goal here is to get a lay of the land and learn what all your lumps feel like. This way, if you develop something new or different, you'll be the first to find it. Trace your fingers over your breasts the same way every time. If anything seems out of the ordinary, trust your intuition and see your doctor. Most lumps are benign. You feel a lump and your mind likely unravels. Yet 95% of palpable breast masses in women under 40 are not cancer, and in women of any age who get a biopsy for a palpable mass, over 80% are benign. So when's a girl to panic? Okay, never panic. Anxiety adds nothing useful. But see your doctor if a mass persists throughout your menstrual cycle, feels gritty and firm, doesn't hurt, can't be defined at the edges because it blends into the surrounding tissue, or it has no matching lump in the same place in the opposite breast. Even then, it's more likely to be benign. Cancer can vanish. Some women live and die with, but not from, cancers they never knew they had. Other cancers might disappear on their own. How do I know this? From autopsies on women without known breast cancer who died from something else, such as an accident. A survey of 852 postmortems on women showed that 39% of those aged 40 to 49 had early-stage breast cancer and only 10% aged 50 to 70 had the same. Could this mean that cancer regresses? Similarly, researchers in Norway and Sweden think some of the cancers detected through mammograms may spontaneously regress. Don't misunderstand. Once you're diagnosed with cancer, we aren't smart enough, yet, to know which ones will regress with no treatment at all, so better safe than sorry is the best course of action. These things don't cause it. Deep breath. Breast cancer is not conclusively linked to any of the following: coffee, dairy, bras, antiperspirants or deodorants, relaxing lotions for hair, nipple piercings, tattoos, mobiles, power lines, contraceptive pills, IVF, abortions or stillbirths, or even implants. And relax. Scans are a pain but worth it. Sometimes patients decline mammography, fearful that radiation exposure from the X-rays involved causes breast cancer. You know what I tell them? They're right. In a lifetime's worth of mammogram screening, 8.6 out of 10,000 women will get a radiation-induced breast cancer. However, screening finds about 100 times more cancers than it causes. If you're hesitant to get a mammogram because it hurts, sometimes in life, the pain is worth the gain. Taking ibuprofen 30 minutes before the scan might help. Think yourself healthy. When I ask a patient newly diagnosed with breast cancer if she faced a stressful or heartbreaking situation 5 to 10 years ago, she all too often responds, "Yes, how did you know?" Loss, disappointment, emotional pain, regret, illness, suffering, life happens, and everyone passes through difficult times. But it's tragic when that something occurred during the 5 to 10 year window when cancer cells were too few to detect, but ready to gain momentum. Not all stress announces itself like a massive earthquake. Chronic stress results from the cumulative effect of tiny shocks. It sets off a chain reaction, elevating hormone levels and decreasing the number of natural killer cells. Smile, and make it a point to forgive those who hurt and upset you. Do it for your health. Don't panic about soreness. Nearly 70% of premenopausal women complain of breast pain, but the good news is, it doesn't always mean cancer. If it's the only symptom, it's likely to be benign in 90% of cases. In fact, 2/3 of breast pain is cyclical. Monthly hormonal changes in a woman's menstrual cycle cause breast tissue to swell and hurt for a few days before menstruation and mid-cycle at ovulation. The other third can be linked to stress, HRT, outfitting bras, weight gain and myriad other causes. Most leaks can be ignored. Breast ducts naturally contain tiny amounts of fluid, and discharge is so common that I can squeeze drops of fluid from 50% of nipples. You can ignore the discharge, other than bloody, red, brown, or clear, like water, as long as it only happens when you squeeze around your nipples. It can be, honestly, amber, yellow, green, blue, gray, white and black. These colors, when associated with discharge only elicited by squeezing, come from benign conditions like cysts and hormone imbalances. You only need to check if discharge emerges spontaneously. Lose the fat, slash your risk. Being overweight or obese is the single most preventable contribution to breast cancer. Let's work out your risk of postmenopausal breast cancer. What was your weight in high school? Now subtract that from your current weight. If you gain less than 8 pounds, there is no increased risk. A 9 pounds to 14 pounds gain yields a 25% increase in risk. A 14 pounds to 29 pounds gain 60%, and over 21 pounds nearly doubles your risk, with a 90% increase in breast cancer. If you lose fat, you will lose your risk. It's that simple.